So I was just talking with myself about masculinity, and it seemed like some valuable dialogue that could be valuable to others. Um, Making like a tea, but yeah, I was thinking it's like, I generally consider myself like a pretty gentle person, and I've struggled with like masculinity, like not just my own masculinity, but like struggling with being around like other people's masculinity before. And I think it comes from my dad. That's what I was just saying. I think a lot of that comes from my dad. He was a very, very masculine person, and in a lot of ways, him and my mother, they lived lives like they were they lived life like it was a movie. They were wild, man. My parents were wild people. Um, but yeah, I think a lot of men that men that spend time with around a lot of other men, like the boys, the bros, you know what I mean? Like, I had a little bit of that when I was like 18. I had two dude friends. We would smoke and shit, and you know, whatever. I've had a guy roommate before. We'd play video games and smoke. I've smoked a lot of weed with guys, man. But I'm in my 30s now, so a joint feels more like a big deal. It's like, what? Get my walking stick at 33. I don't know. I don't know if I should hit that or not. But, but yeah, masculinity, man. It's a thing, and I think a lot of men don't talk about it, man. I think a lot of men are afraid to talk about it. They don't talk about like, man. It's like, can we just go like walk through some flowers, maybe hang out with a girl, and not try to get between her legs? Just listen to like the softer tones of her voice, and like, like not have to look at beards and tattoos all the time. I feel like a lot of men think that and like just don't talk about it. And like I keep a small beard. I have tattoos and shit, but like I'm a really feminine guy. You know what I mean? Like, I've tried being gay. I'm not really good at it, but I'm a millennial, so I felt like it deserved a chance. And I yeah, man, women are incredible creatures, and sometimes I think we neglect to notice that sometimes what they offer is just their presence, man. You know what I mean? Like literally just their company. Just their company is a beautiful thing. Um, I don't know. Started walking around that like totally like hooked my ADD. I think part of me is wondering why I started like pacing around the room. I'm just gonna put the phone back down so my ADD doesn't freak out. I don't know why that makes such a difference. Anyways, yeah, dude, masculinity. Living life like a movie. Going back to how my parents lived, it's like because like I was thinking like, oh, like my parents said. I think we forget how much we relate to each other. Like we all like it's like because my ego, like I've had such huge ego problems. I've had huge ego problems thinking. I used to joke when I was 18, which was like a joke, not a joke. I was like, man, I feel like I'm the cat's meow and the whiskers. For real, it's a disgusting thing to think. It's a horrible. It is the most useless, a non-serving way to think ever. I mean, now don't get me wrong. I shouldn't bash it. I'm bashing it because it's something that I went through. So of course I'm gonna bash it. But for other people, I would say if you can glean the good out of it, because ego, it gives you a bravery to try new things, and that does take bravery, and it does require a little bit of ego, but you have to like ego. It's like a body sense, right? You know what I mean? If you really humble yourself like with some sort of spirituality, some sort of practice, daily practice, anything, um, you humble yourself to that, humble yourself to some form of honesty with those around you. Like, sit down with someone and tell them really personal shit. You know what I mean? Be like, hey, do you mind if I like confess some things, like I'm confused about this, or I don't know how to feel about this, even till you cry. That is all that, like the daily practice, the some sort of faith, the speaking openly to someone. That is all an exercise in humbling yourself, and that helps get your ego to a point where you can start to feel it in your body. I've noticed in myself that I can like physically feel when I because they say stepping into your ego. It's almost like my ego like steps into my body. It's like I can physically feel it. Right now, I do not feel like I'm in my ego. I feel very present. I also just woke up and I just made my like coffee tea. So like I'm kind of like I think some part of me is like I'm like a quarter asleep right now, but like this is good. I see a value in this. I don't have to be fully awake to see value. I almost felt my ego saying that. You almost heard it, didn't you? Didn't you? Because you're a person too. Yeah, man, we all have similar shit. See my body dancing after I sip the coffee? You see that? Instant response. My body's like, yeah, coffee, like fucking caffeine. It knows what this is. That's so funny. It was funny to see that and like catch it on film or cell phone film. I don't know. I felt weird calling it on film because it's on a cell phone. I mean, technically I am filming, but like it's a cell phone. I don't know. I feel like it's like pre-filming. You know what I mean? It's like the pre-game of filming. Anyways, yeah, living life like a movie. I feel like again, like circling back to, I think we all feel that. We all have that. And another example I said before, because I speak to myself. I've lived alone a lot. I've lived alone a lot. So I fucking speak to myself. I speak to me. You feel me? I'll speak to the mirror, shit like that. I get witchy with it, man. I get witchy with it. But be careful with that shit. Just a forewarning. Yeah, just be careful with all that shit. Because you're inviting energies, you know what I mean? Like mirrors are portals, doors are portals, all of that. You gotta just be cautious about. I mean, it's okay to speak to yourself, but even alone in a room, speak with compassion and honesty if you can, if that's something that matters to you. You know, it's some people just want, I feel like a lot of people just like maybe talk shit when they're alone in a room. I've gotten drunk and said things like in my past, for sure. I've had moments of frustration, for sure. For sure. I've had recent moments of frustration. I'm a human being. But yeah. So talking to myself, I was saying that I feel like a lot of us have lived life like it's a movie, you know what I mean? And the example I said before I started recording was, when you're like 11 years old, you're at the skate park with your friends or whatever, like out playing in the park, and you're like, yeah, let's go to the the McDonald's drive-through on foot and see if they serve us. It's like that shit feels like you're in a movie. Or like you go to I've done this before, and you go to car washes that have like lights inside them, and you take pictures like using like the lights of the car wash. That shit's fun as fuck. That's like a free music video set, man. You ever see a car wash with neon lights in it that are always on? Film a fucking music video in there, man. You got an iPhone? You have a shitty iPhone and a car wash? That's a music video, man. You know what I mean? For free 95. Free 95. But yeah, man. That's another thing. Art, dude. Starting projects. Sometimes you gotta start projects in a very humble way, and build up. And that's something that I've had to learn. It's like, I remember before we got the first like actual studio album, I was living in a cabin, and I was like, I asked myself, this is a question that I asked myself. I said, no, I cannot create this whole thing myself, but what can I do? And I thought, well, I have a cell phone, and I have a notepad and paper, and I fucking wrote, sorry for cussing, I wrote lyrics, and I went through the song. I made like a demo of the song on my phone. I just did everything that I could do, you know what I mean? And there's a value to that. And the universe sees that. God sees that, like, and we are truly always being observed. And that's a very vulnerable thing to know, but yes, we are truly always being observed every moment, every moment, every moment. Yes, when you poop. For those of you that thought that. I might make this public. Fuck it. Yeah, let's make it public. Alright, well, that was my morning rant. Balance your masculine and feminine energy. We're all living life somewhat like a movie. Be humble. Stuff. I don't know. Do something stupid and fun today. Do something that makes you uncomfortable a little bit today. Like, I don't know. Like I said, like talking to a friend, like confessing some shit to a friend. Do that. It's fun. It opens you up.